What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am Jess. You're watching Keto Rewind. Thank you for clicking on today's video. Today's video is going to be about my week 166 update of my weight loss story, my journey to rewind my health from a morbidly obese weight to a healthy weight with a ketogenic lifestyle. Now, I'm not a health expert, I'm not a healthcare professional, I'm not a doctor. This is just my story. What works, what didn't work, my ups, my downs, and everything in between. So if you're looking for weight loss inspiration and you're a carb addict like me, food addict, emotional eater, and you want some weight loss inspiration, definitely hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss any videos. And if you're not new here, thank you for always supporting. Thank you, especially if you've been here since day one. I greatly appreciate and love all of the encouragement you've given along the way. It means a lot to me, so thank you. So enough with that, let's talk about today's video. Okay, so it is the Yes to You challenge. I think we're in week 3 already of this challenge. I've really liked this challenge. This one is something that I should have done a while ago. So if you're new here, I do monthly weight loss challenges where I tell you what I'm doing for the month, because obviously a weight loss journey takes a really long time. If you're gonna do it correctly, you're gonna do it where the weight stays off. So to keep things interesting and moving along, and so you don't just hit that plateau, I do weight loss challenges with you guys and tell you what I'm doing. So the Yes to You challenge basically is you're owning what you're doing. You're not caring what anybody else thinks of what you're doing. You're doing it, you're believing it, you are doing 100% effort to do that, and you are doing what's best for you, essentially, to get to your goal. And that's what I've been doing this month. And I wish I would have done it a while ago, because I really love embracing and loving what I'm doing right now. I have felt so good and so much more in control than a really long time. And it's a freeing feeling in your head to have control, to have triggers turned down, and to just be like chugging along to that finish line. And speaking of that, I had a couple challenges this week. I've been doing carnivore Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I go back to strict keto. So I had my first test this week. I mean, I've been doing this a little over 3 weeks now. So the cravings have really calmed down. That noise from you want to celebrate with food, you're stressed, eat food, like all of those emotional urges to eat have been so quiet. And it has allowed me to just go on and live. And it's given me so much control over my life back, which makes me feel better about myself, which makes me feel in control. And it's just this snowball effect when you just calm down all of that noise and you just live, and then obviously stress comes up, situations come up, and when you take the food away that used to comfort you during those times, and you don't have those foods anymore. But look at me, I'm here living and breathing, like I survived. So I found much healthier ways to cope with stresses. And to be honest, I feel more mentally stable because I don't have so many ups and downs with everything. I'm just chugging along. That might not make any sense at all, but like the highs, the lows, the just overreacting, and then to just like take all that away and just react. And it is what it is and move on. It's like, it is so hard to put into words where I am right now, but that's like the gist of it. So I hope that makes sense, but so I had the first test, and I had a little anxiety. I kid you not. Our softball family all got together for a party this weekend, and I was like, this is my first time. I'm gonna be around all of the temptation, all of just everything that haunts me, and I have to maintain control. So I was this close to even turning down the offer, like, yeah, not gonna be there, can't make it. But then I was like, well, how do I learn anything if I don't try? And yes, there'll be all the tasty, yummy foods that you'd see at parties. There'll be alcohol. But how do I take that next step and build on what I've been doing if I don't take that step? So it was like this fear moment of the retreat. Nope, can't come. But then there was the power to like, you got this, Jess. You know what to do. So, so we ended up going. I did it. So here is a pretty helpful tip. The first thing off, you're gonna have summer barbecues. With summer coming, you're gonna have summer barbecues, summer parties, you're gonna have get-togethers, you're gonna have all types of things, and you're gonna be in your journey, and you're gonna have a choice. And you can either stay on the path and keep making progress, or you can use those excuses of a party to derail yourself and go back. And that's where I was all last year. So I'm speaking from experience right here. Like, I was choosing to use those occasions as a way to get my fix again. More carbs, more, you know, and then yo-yo and all that stuff. So what made me go ahead and go to this party was I have confidence that I know those, like I have confidence that I've been working on the relationship with those foods in my head, so that when I see one of those foods, yes, I want the food, but I also want to get to a goal, you know? So before you make that conscious decision to grab a chip, I think about it. You know, like, this chip right here is going to trigger me. It's going to control me. It's going to make me emotionally crazy and just, you know, beat up myself. Or I can not have the chip and eat the food that I brought and keep going on my journey. So it's just this really, it's the most frustrating thing about the whole process, is it came down to something that simple. I have a choice. I can choose to destruct and go back into yo-yo mode, and, you know, and this one chip can open that door, or I can use what I brought and stay on target. So clearly it was a weekend, so it was a keto day. It worked out good. But I brought turkey chili. As basic as it is, homemade turkey chili. And I brought a huge crock pot full. And you know what the funny thing is? There was no turkey chili left to bring home. Not only did everybody like my chili, it tasted delicious to everybody. I've made it on this channel 100 times. If I can remember to include a link to the recipe, but such a basic recipe. And I ate 2 bowls. It was just ground turkey, you know, some sauce, some onions, peppers, you know, very basic spices. But I ended up having just 2 bowls, and I had no guilt. I stayed on track. It was filling. And I also, one other thing I did was I decided between my husband and I, so I'm going to be the designated driver. So that gave me another reason. I can't go hog on the alcohol because I'm driving. So that means I can have 1 drink. I have a shot of bourbon on the rocks, and that's what I did. So I am so proud. It's a non-scale victory that I had to share with you guys. Like, I was like, I did it. You know, I lasted 6 hours at a party and I didn't crumble. You know, I had control. I had so much fun too. It's not even like I needed to eat all those foods to have a good time. You know, I just was me and had fun with my friends, you know, and it was awesome. So my quick advice on that story is make your own food. Bring it to your party. Bring your own alcohol. Bring your own stuff to keep you on track, and eat those foods. And everybody knows I do keto. Everybody in my family, my softball family, my personal family, everybody knows I eat keto. So it was not like some big weird thing, you know, to bring a keto dish. And the funny thing is, I'm the only one that had every single bite eaten out of my crock pot, and there was loads of the other stuff left over, you know? It was contagious to everybody else to eat my chili. They loved it. Or they wanted to see what this was about, you know? So, and I ended up passing out my recipe, you know, it was wonderful. And it was like another choice that I made to do the right thing, to be my best version of myself. So there's that. The other thing is, it's also, after having party on Saturday, Sunday was Easter. So another opportunity for me to have self-destruction or success. And what did I want more? So again, we did softball practice, so we get out, we moved our bodies, you know, the kids are playing, you know, we did Easter egg hunts with the softball team, and then I came home and had a keto dinner. I had Chalk Zero sugar-free chocolate Easter bunny that I cut a couple weeks ago that I've been saving, and I split this with my husband and my dad, And, you know, so it was just a little something. So I had a little chocolate. I didn't eat a single piece of Easter candy. Oh my gosh, I am so proud of that. Last year, I had one bite and then I just couldn't stop. And it's just like, I did it. And I'm in a good spot where I'm like, I just don't want to eat that anymore. You know, like I had my sugar-free one and it is what it is. I drank my big cup of coffee instead, you know? So it was a victory all around. So for dinner, I'll show you a picture of what my mom made a stuffed pork roast with apples. So it was a little, you know, some apples in there to give it some flavor. It was delicious. And then I had a side of a sweet potato was my one, like, I would say my sweet potato was the treat on the whole plate because I haven't had a potato in I don't know how long. And a side of keto coleslaw. And then for dinner, I did a key lime pie or key lime pie tart, you know, just something real simple. And that was it. And it's like, I had such success this weekend and I am so incredibly proud of the effort. But I will say, I don't know if I would have been in such control had I not kicked all of those carbs out and went carnivore and then, or ketovore, carnivore and then keto on the weekends, ketovore. I don't know if I would have had such success or the strength or the mental space to get where I was and have success if I hadn't done that. Like, I honestly feel I had to do that to overcome the sugar addiction, the carb addiction, emotional eating, you know, all those things that plague my weight loss journey to, you know, that get in the way of my progress. I really think getting rid of those things and calming down the cravings and the triggers, and it just put me timing wise in a perfect place because I felt so good I didn't want to go back. You know, I didn't want to yo-yo anymore. Like, it gave me the strength to know I didn't need those foods, you know, have this instead because it's just as good and it keeps the progress moving. So I am very thankful I took that step. I'm very much someone, like, I'm struggling right now because I'm on my 4th week of carnivore, or I should say ketovore. I'm on starting my 4th week, and I was like, I originally, when I set out to do this, I was like, do I do this for 4 to 6 weeks? I'll do it 4 to 6 weeks, see how I am at the end of 4 weeks, and I can either continue maybe 2 more weeks of it, or go back to keto, like strict keto. And right now, it's like, I don't know, I may continue, I don't know, like, but I feel I'm in a place that if I cut it off today and just did keto, strict keto, no processed food keto, just strict keto, I feel like I have control and I have enough in me right now where I could just keep going. But there's the temptation and the ease of staying what I'm doing and doing it the full 6 weeks to make sure I've learned my lesson, you know, make sure all these things. So I'm not 100% sure. Maybe by next week I'll let you know what the plan is, but it's another week of carnivore, Monday through Friday, and I'm in a good place right now, so I'm not sure what to do because I don't want to mess this up. Like, it's going so well, and for the first time in a long time, it's been easy. I haven't had the poor me pity party. Like, I just feel good. And I will say, I haven't felt hunger in like nearly 4 weeks. I feel so much fuller, and not having that, the ups and downs of going through hunger and all that stuff, it's been quiet and peaceful, and I'm so much more focused, and I'm not getting distracted because it's not in like, hey Jess, we haven't had a snack in a while, let's go to the kitchen, you know, in my head, you know, or oh my god, that was so horrible, I need to go eat something, you know, and that kind of thing. So it's I don't understand this all. I'm figuring it out, but right now I'm in a really good place, and I feel like my reactions to things are so much more neutral, and they're not so intense, you know, like it's just okay, so this XYZ happened, all right, whatever, well, what can we do about it, you know, or I'm not feeling my best right now, I'm gonna go for a walk and clear my head, you know, it's just, it's all coming together, and it's all stemming because I took those triggers out. I banned them for right now, not permanently. I can never say I would never have something in my life again, but for right now, those things are not what I need to get to where I want to go. And that changing that relationship of just that yeah, those tortilla chips would have been great to dunk my chili in, but I didn't need the tortilla chip to eat my chili. I could use a spoon, you know, like just, and I'd still feel great, and my progress wouldn't be ruined, and I would just, you know, I wouldn't have that, well, you screwed up again, Jess mentality. Like I would just keep going and keep having success. So it's like you keep coming down to all these choices, and I've just been making the right choice every time that gives me 100% my best effort. So I hope all that makes sense. Kind of hard to like not ramble, but because it's really complex. If you actually sat down and thought about how many choices you had in a day to make your meals, and how easy it is to go as a carb addict, how easy it is to get off with just one bad choice and then have to pull yourself back in. It's so hard to describe that, you know, but I'm sure there's a lot of people know where I'm coming from. But to have peace and to have that strength to get this ball rolling has been so comforting to my journey. Like I could do this again. I got confidence back, you know? And so anyways, enough with that rambling. The next thing is the weight loss for the week. Okay, so last week I started this carnivore, I started the challenge off at 230. First week, I think I lost 6 pounds. Last week, I lost 3 pounds. This week, last week I was 221, and today I'm 220. So even though I had a party, and I had Easter, and like all these other things that could have threw me a curveball and I could have self-destructed, I still ended up with a pound off. So I've officially lost 10 pounds this month, which is, I haven't had a 10-pound weight loss in a month, and I don't even know how long. So kudos to Jess. Like, I did it. So, and that means I'm like, what, 20 pounds away from Wonderland, you know? So it's all coming together. I want it, and I'm doing what I need to do to get there. So, for the plan for this week, back to carnivore, Monday through Friday, we're doing carnivore. I know I said I was gonna film. It got to be a real hectic week last week, and by the time I'd sit down and eat my food, I'm like, crap, I didn't film it. So I know it sounds like a broken record, but I am gonna try and make some of those recipes. And my mom wanted to do a calzone recipe with me using the protein sparing modified fasting egg white dough as the dough. So, and I know a lot of you have been wanting to see her, so I'm like, oh, we'll do a video with mom at some point this week. But that is the plan for the week, and obviously on Saturday, Sunday, I go back to strict keto. So just plain old keto. No frills, basic keto. So if you're interested in seeing like ketone readings or blood glucose readings, you know, where I can use my Keto Mojo, comment below if you want to see that. I do, as far as exercise go, I've been doing lots of walking and strength training, but I've been more on the walking bandwagon just because of time reasons, where I can get a workout in and walk worked out better. So I will continue getting that exercise in, that mental release. And that is pretty much the plan for the week. So just comment below if you want to see me feature something while I'm in this mode. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a comment if you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up if you can relate or if it really helped you. And I will see you at some point this week. I'm Jess. You're watching Keto Rewind. Bye-bye.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out 'cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started